So should IVF clinics be open or not during the COVID-19 crisis? I'm here to give you the latest. Hey, Kathy Bernardo here from the Northeast Assisted Fertility Group. Since mid-March, the ASRM has updated their recommendations as the coronavirus has played out. Now, in the beginning, they recommended that everyone finish what's currently in progress as far as cycles go, but no new cycles start and only appointments remotely, and just pretty much everything was suspended. But looks like we have to pretty much live with this virus for who knows how long. And since fertility is a disease, it's not elective, it is a medical issue that needs to be treated, we have to find a way to operate while this is all going on. So every 2 weeks, they're giving more and more guidelines. So the latest ones that came out April 30th recommended certain protocols for education of recipients about risks. At this point, it is not known whether having COVID will endanger the pregnancy. So far it hasn't, but there's a lot of unknowns. And then also, of course, they have to have, before they open up again, they recommend that there has been a decrease in cases in the area. And of course, every geographical area is different, and they realize there are regional differences. But of course, all the protocols for protections, for PPE, for masks, have to be in place. So they have very detailed protocols, which I will link regarding risk mitigation, which includes, of course, education, as well as all kinds of protections. And they also realize that there's some flexibility here, that everyone, as things progress, things may have to be modified and changed according to changes in the geographical area. So whether or not to resume care, they say, depends on a couple of things. Would delaying the care cause medical problems, mental problems, emotional problems, that kind of thing? Sometimes you can postpone things by a year, and some things it would be a real risk. You'd lose your insurance, or you'd age out and not be able to continue. So that's a big thing to consider, whether or not to resume care. Also, the number of visits required. If something requires daily monitoring and every time you go out, there may be a risk of infection. So all these things are have to be discussed between doctor and patient, and everyone has their own preferences. Some people think it's worth the risk and some people don't. Now, there was an article in the New York Times on May 30th about the reopening of clinics. And like I said in my earlier video, it's really only the big corporate-owned clinics that are pushing to open. And that's because they're money-making institutions. The university hospitals are not. So unfortunately, some of the employees at these independent corporate-owned places were feeling at risk. There were some positive cases. They don't feel they have enough protection, and it was causing a lot of strife. The fact that they didn't feel protected, they were really torn. They really wanted to help their patients, but they didn't want to put them at risk and themselves at risk. So I really hope that we really get all the PPE in place and all the protections in place in these clinics that open up, because if there's more problems, there's going to be a big backlash and everything's going to close down. So it's really important that they do things properly. And again, the ASRM just puts out recommendations. They're not laws. So we hope that the financial pressures don't push people beyond, the guidelines that keep everybody safe. Now, as far as third party goes, like surrogacy and egg donation, it's really hard because a lot of egg donors need to travel. Travel's very limited right now and could put people at risk. They have to stay in hotels. Hotels are closed. There's local monitoring, and some of these local places, they aren't open for monitoring. So third party surrogacy and egg donation is really hard right now. So again, it's a very personal decision between patient and doctor. Some people may think it's worth the risk to go out, make appointments. They're on a timeline, and some people would wait, and it's changing all the time. But as we know right now, COVID is here to stay. So we have to find a way to live with it and to take the proper precautions so that we can all be safe. So I'm going to put the links to the New York Times article in the description box, as well as to the ASRM guidelines for everyone to check out. Hope this video was helpful. Please subscribe to my channel, put any comments below, and go to assistedfertility.com for more information on egg donation and surrogacy. Thanks so much for watching.